let's flip a coin. Heads Carolina, tails California.
Paul P. asked, how do you keep a passport safe in a budget hotel? Personally, I think he's got a prejudice against cheap. Contrary to what you think, you're a target in the rich hotels, and you're not a target in the budget hotels. Okay, think about it. A budget hotel. A budget hotel is a place with less than 20 rooms, and they probably have one cleaning person, one reception person. It's probably the daughter of the owner. It's like a bed and breakfast, okay? And this is the budget hotels. And so you have the owner and his daughter working the reception, and the cleaning lady. If that cleaning person enters my room and steals my passport, they know exactly who did it, okay? If you're in an expensive hotel and they got 10 cleaning ladies and different floors or whatever, if somebody comes into my room and steals my passport, they don't know who did it. And don't for the life of you think that any of these third world countries have the organizational skills or even care to monitor things in a checks and balance way. They just don't think that. That's why they're poor, okay? They don't think strict. They're not German, right? They're poor. And they're poor for a reason, because they don't think rigid, strict. And so, Paul, I'm always safer in a cheap budget hotel than I am in an expensive hotel. The expensive hotels are the worst places. They're outside of, if you go to any country outside the United States and you walk out and you figure out who's instantly coming up to you, it's like a taxi driver that's acting like he's so convenient that he speaks English. And this guy is charging you 3 times more than the normal taxi driver on the street. You just walk to the street, and you don't even have to negotiate. The guy's going to give you a better deal. But he's not going to speak English. He's not going to do these things. So you really got this willful blindness going on where you really don't. You're thinking convenience is safe. They're all talking basically. Let's get down to brass tacks. How do I hide my passport? I mean, passport really is not. It's not much value anymore. It used to be value before everybody was doing the computer thing, right? Now they barcode this thing through. And I'm pretty sure most countries, unless you're going across an off-the-wall border, if you're going to a border up in the northern Africa, yeah, you can cross with somebody's fake passport. But if you're going through an airport, you're going to do it. So they're going to catch that the passport's been stolen. I had my passport stolen in Madrid, Spain. Europe is a very, very dangerous place. Pickpockets everywhere on the things. Europeans rob as much as Americans rob. Latinos, they're all the same. But I got robbed. I was on like a 20-hour trip. I was on the train in Madrid, and I had one of them money pouch things inside my cargo pocket, and the guy just bumped up and pulled it. All he got was the passport. And by the end of the day, I had a new passport. I went to the American Embassy and thing, start talking really fast in English. Hey, open up the thing, I need to get a passport. It was closed, they opened it, they gave me a passport, and I talk only in English. I only talk English in an embassy. Because it's my country. They should have the people that speak English. And because they couldn't deal with my high super speed English, they got an American to help me. American sort of put me ahead of everybody because I'm the American they're supposed to be protecting. They're not supposed to be spending their whole time protecting Spanish Americans, blah, 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 that are not really Americans. And I got a passport. So the passport's pretty simple to replace. It's not that big a deal. But how do I hide it in my hotel room? What I do is I have 2 different systems according to how dangerous it is. In Togo, it's not very dangerous, so I don't have to worry. But in Latino countries, it can be really dangerous. Central and South America is incredibly dangerous. So what I do is first I make sure the hotel is safe. If I don't trust the owner of the hotel, I don't trust the cleaning lady, I don't trust it, I never let them clean my room. Okay, first of all, that's the first line of defense. defense. I stay in hotels that are small enough that there's only one cleaning person, so they would know who to blame. And then I do that anywhere on the planet. I'm not going to stay in one of these big 5-star hotels because I spend all my time talking to people trying to, they're clean on. Say, come up to me, try to sell me stuff, blah, 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 blah. Oh, they're horrible. Okay. So I put, right now I have a pair of travel pants. They have cargo pockets and they have these things inside. I have everything in them right now as we stand. And I put that inside my backpack. Then I zip it shut. Then I got this way of making it so I could put a combination lock on the backpack. And then I lock that to a chair. Now, after I'm, not a chair, a table, something that they would have real trouble. Yes, they could slice a thing, but they're not going to do that. I often put everything in there, hide it, then put everything valuable somewhere else. That's my target. I love it when there's a safe in my room because I know that everybody's going to go straight for the safe, but I never put anything in the safe because obviously most safes you can just pry off the wall and take out. Then they take them home and break them open. And, you know, a safe, and it's never big enough to put my computer and my camera in. So these little, I don't care. And then they got the security code so they can sit around it. And the hotel reserves the right to be able to get into the thing. And the person that I don't trust is the hotel. I don't trust the people working in the hotel, but I have to trust the people in the hotel. That's stupid. Never trust the people that work in the hotel. They're the ones that are going to rob you. Okay. How do you renew every 10 years? I made a video. You can walk in at any embassy in the planet and you can renew your passport right there on the spot. It's going to take you about a week or two, so I just renewed mine in Lomi. Took me 2 weeks. Really a funny thing. They're only open 2 hours a day here, 4 days a week, and on every third Wednesday they're closed. I mean, they don't even hardly open here, but they got an embassy big enough to put a football field in. I don't know what they're doing. I hope they're like planning the World War III inside because we got an embassy in Lomi, Togo that's huge. Okay. Basically, you want to hide in plain sight. The safest hotel is a mom and pop hotel. And maybe a bed and breakfast where they only have one cleaning lady only, or one cleaning person, or the owner. But you don't just, if you look at the owner and you don't trust them on a handshake, this person's got control of your room. I always get to know the cleaning people, and I make sure they don't come in my room. And I'm going to make a tip showing you how I can tell if people went into my room. I have a couple of ways. I mark the door so when they open it, something falls down and they know it. But the best hotel is going to give me a way to put my own padlock on the outside of the door and make it so that nobody can enter. In Thailand, they have that in some of the cheaper hotels. In the expensive hotels, everybody in the hotel's got access to the thing. They got a little card, they got a MasterCard, it's crazy. I don't want to have to trust 30 employees. Of course one of them is a thief. Okay, budget hotels is safe. Expensive hotels are not. But they're even clever there. They know that they're not going to steal they're going to steal something the day before you leave, and then by the time you get home, they say, oh, are you leaving on the plane today? And they know that that's the day they steal, and by the time you get home, then you discover it was stolen, and, you know, it's just beyond, and they all got these signs that we are not responsible for theft, give it to the desk. And most people that get robbed, especially if they're staying in a $300 a night hotel, think it's their fault. Like some reason they got robbed because they were stupid. It's the hotel's fault. What a hotel should do, especially these ones with these electronic things, you should be able to walk to the desk and say, this room is always locked. Nobody can go into it. Period. And a computer should kick in and say, this room's locked. Your cleaning lady can't get into it, nobody can get into it, and give me a code, and the computer, and then they have cameras. Like in Thailand, they'll have cameras in the cheap hotels that are monitoring everything, and then you should be able to say exactly when that door opened every single... I mean, if I'm paying $300 a night, I should be able to say how many times did somebody enter my room, whatever. I mean, it's but they don't care about that. They care about the bar, they don't see that security, and they know it's just like buying stocks. When somebody loses money on stocks, they don't go brag and they don't tell anybody. If they're talking about penny stocks, they'll tell the truth. But if they're talking about a big stock and they lost all the rest, they don't tell anybody because nobody wants to look foolish. When somebody gets robbed in an expensive hotel, they just blackball them because they blame themselves like, well, I was in an expensive hotel, I paid a lot. And trust me, more people get robbed in expensive hotels than mom and pop hotels because somebody's going to lose their job in a mom and pop hotel if they get robbed because everybody knows. And TripAdvisor is never to be trusted. It's being 100%.